Doctor Who Black Orchid, the fifth story of the Fifth Doctor, is written by Terence Dudley and starring Peter Davison, Matthew Waterhouse, Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding. So originally John Nathan Turner was going to direct this story, the first producer to direct it since Barry Letts, where the series did not have a script editor, but because of commitments, John Nathan Turner decided to bring Ron Jones to direct the story instead. This is also the first story to avoid science fiction elements other than TARDIS and main characters, and it wasn't Peter Davidson's and Janet Fielding's favourite because of it. Fair enough, and a pity because the cast did seem to enjoy themselves filming it. Bizarre thing is that Sarah Sutton is playing two different characters in this story. So we get a scary opening in 1925 where Digby gets strangled to death by George Cranley. So George gets tied up and put on in his bed. So the TARDIS team arrived at the train station with Nessa unsure because of the fire in London, which I understand. So they met Tanner. Apparently the Doctor is expected and he looks funny at Nessa. First watching it I was like, why is he looking at Nessa like that? So they got a lift to Cranley. Watching Peter Davidson as the Fifth Doctor playing cricket is a blast.
Well played, sir.
Crazy thing is, Nessa looks exactly like Charles's fiancée, Anne Talbot.
Anne Talbot, my fiancée. This is Nissa.
How do you do? How do you do?
So after George knocks Tony out, everyone is getting ready for the party. Tegan has got really great dancing moves, so Anne gave Nessa the costume similar to hers, so no one can tell them apart. Meanwhile, as the Doctor is in his bathrobe, the wall opened and he went through stuck in the secret passage, so he tries to find the way out but ends up in the corridor with few doors, and one of them is a cupboard where a corpse is in. While everyone is partying, Adric is dancing with Nessa and Tegan is dancing with Robert Muir. So George dressed up as Harlequin, not Harley Quinn, Harlequin, the costume the Doctor was supposed to wear for the party. He dances with Anne and end up taking her into the hall, so after she realises something isn't right, he grabbed hold of her, killed a servant and Anne passed out. Crikey. I think Peter Davidson as the Fifth Doctor is great. His acting and chemistry with his co-stars is nice. Matthew Waterhouse is great as Adric. Sarah Sutton as Nessa, who's from Traken. Definitely love that companion. And she also played Anne Talbot, who's human. Charles Cranley's his fiancée. And unlike Nessa, she has a mole on her left shoulder. Great acting there. Janet Fielding is Tegan Javanka, a great companion and nice dancing move, like I said. Gareth Milne played George Cranley, who also looks like a zombie from the Haunting Hour series, who's a botanist and is behind the murder of Digby, Servant and Latoni. He's bloody scary. To avoid giving away the plot surprise, Gareth Milne's character was listed as the unknown for part 1 and in Radio Times, and as George Cranley for part 2. Barbara Murray played Madge Cranley, who doesn't want bad publicity for her family, which is understandable. Michael Cochrane played Charles Cranley, Anne's fiancé, Lady Cranley's son, and George's brother. Maury Watson played Robert Muir, who's a chief of police and a friend of Cranley family. Ahmed Khalil played Latoni, a Brazilian and leader of a friendly Amazonian tribe, and tries to keep George locked in his room. Evil Salter played Sergeant Markham, a police officer who arrested the TARDIS team as he thinks they killed the servant and Digby until he got shown the TARDIS. The casts did an excellent job with their roles. It's well written. So the Doctor ran into Lady Cranley and Latoni and tells them about the body he found in the cupboard, and she knows Digby. So after George put the Doctor's costume back, the Doctor jumped into that costume and went downstairs after Anne woke up scared. She thinks it was the Doctor who killed the servant and dragged Anne into the hall.
Yes, you. And he did that. I saw him.
Doctor?
I'm afraid Miss Talbot is mistaken. I've just this minute come down the stairs.
I am not mistaken.
While Robert Muir is confronting the Doctor, Lady Cranley refuses to answer what she knows and lets the Doctor get arrested, so Adric, Nessa and Tegan gets told to go inside. So the police arrived. Because they think the Doctor is telling lies about who he is and the TARDIS, the Doctor and his companions get taken away. So the Doctor suggested to stop at the train station to find the TARDIS, but it was gone, but it turns out it was taken to the police station. So the Doctor showed the police the inside of the TARDIS and apologised to the Doctor. So everyone arrived back at Cranley's. George has caused a fire on the house. So he kidnapped Nessa, mistaking her as Anne. So the Doctor went after him and got George to know it was Nessa he took. So he gave her back to him. So sadly George fell off the roof and died.
Thank you, George.
So in the end everyone said goodbye and the Doctor got given a Black Orchid book. I really love this one. It's a fun story and it has mysteries. What did you think of this story? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. Next one to talk about is Earthshock. I'll see you in the next video.